Hello, my name is John Karam, and I run the men's league here at Carleton. And I want to welcome all of you new members to Carleton and certainly to men's league. I think you'll find it a very exciting league, and there's lots of information, too much for me to go over all of it today. I'm just going to give you the very basics. You'll get most of it from the website. There's videos. I've got all sorts of information for you. Just before I start, some people do call me the commish, so you hear that word. They're usually talking about me in men's league. Anyway, I just wanted to quickly highlight some of the things that you should be aware of in men's league. And so I've got a little presentation here, and I'm going to share that with you. Um, First of all, it's a 9-hole event. We play the holes 1 to 9. We never play the back 9. It's just too hard to schedule because the tee times go from 10:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Sometimes they go up to 7 o'clock in June because we have more light. You can reserve 7 days in advance to 2 days before. 2 days before, anybody can take those times. So, but if you reserve early, you can get them 7 days in advance. Some people ask, can I play earlier than 10:30? And the answer is maybe. You can't book it in other leagues' time. There is a satellite league. I believe it starts at 8 o'clock. You can't book any of those times. Unless it's 2 days before satellite league starts. They usually pre-book their times, so they're usually all taken and usually can't get in. Sometimes you can get in at 7:30 and 7 o'clock if the course is open. But there are no on-course prizes for that, so there's no close to the pin or anything. Nothing's been set up for you. But occasionally we do allow that. There is one or two people we allow, one person, one group we allow to go out early, and that's because he's the marshal. He comes back on and marshals the group in the afternoon. We have a lot of scoring prizes. There are scoring prizes and there are on-course prizes. Some of the examples of the scoring prizes are low net in each age group. We have 3 age groups. Intermediate, I think, goes up to 45, mid-amateur 46 to 64, and the master 65 and over. And in each age group, the person who has the best net will win a $25 prize. We have net skins, which is open to everybody. So if you get the best net score on a hole, you can win up to $75, or you'll split that pot depending on how many other skins there are. We have prepaid skins. So these are for people who want to be a little bit more adventurous. There is a cost for this, and as well as deuces. If you're in prepaid skins, you're for deuces. It's $5 for prepaid skins each week and $2 for deuces. I have a whole video on that, what they are, but just to let you know that you pay it in advance. So it's $110 for this and $44 for this. Any week you miss, you get a refund. So if you only play 10 weeks and there are 22 weeks in the season, well, let's say you play 12 weeks and there are 22 weeks in the season, you'll get $5 plus $7 each week that you did not play. So you'll get a refund at the end of the year of $70. So, but if you do win, then you have a chance to win skins. Now, as I said, I have a video on this. I'll let you watch that later. Deuces is a new competition, so I will explain it here. On number 8 in your flight category. So once you have a handicap and you're in a category, if you get a birdie on number 8, it doesn't matter. It's not a skin. If you get a birdie, you win part of the pot. So 8 is the shortest par 3. It's about 120 yards. Everybody can birdie it. So if you get a 2 on that hole, you share in a pot in your particular flight group. And again, I explain what flights are later, but deuces is if you're in prepaid skins, you're also paid for deuces. We also have fantasy golf, and there's a video on that, and that doesn't start till June. There's no extra fee for that. There are on-course prizes, and they usually vary. the closest to the pins, like on 6 and 8, and closest to 2 on the holes 3 and 7 are by age group. So you're not competing against intermediates and mid amateurs if you're a masters player, and you're not competing against masters player if you're an intermediate player. You're competing against your own age group, and there's 3 different prizes for each hole, one for each age group. There are some other prizes depending on how many sponsors I get, but the longest first putt on sunk on 5, that's open to everybody because everybody can sink a putt, and closest to the marker on 9. And again, everybody, there are 4 markers, and so wherever you drive the ball, if you're close to one of those markers, you get a prize for that. There is a website that is very important. And there's a whole video on this, but this is how I communicate with you. There are tons of videos. There are how-to videos here. There are event summaries. If I show you the event summaries, what they look like, all the stats that you're able to access. These are the point leaders in each of the different areas. So we've got the masters, mid-amateur, intermediate. These are the point leaders for that day in each area. The green is the masters, the yellow is the mid-amateur, and the reddish color here is the intermediate. So these were the 3 people that week that had the highest net points, and they win a prize for that. And then these are the standings for each of the different age groups, and you're only competing against people in your age group here. So the top 10 in each age group win a really good prize. Then we have other competitions like low gross birdies, net birdies. You're all put on a team, and there are prizes for that. The best teams win a prize for each week, the best ones with the points. Fewest putts, there's no prize for that, but it's just a nice stat. Gunner Award, which is your best 10 rounds average. Gross ringer and net ringer. Ringer scores are your best score on each hole throughout the year. And putting, your putting averages. So I've got information about that, and these particular thing are I had mentioned this when I talk about handicaps. These are the flights A, B, C, and D. I flight you for things like skins because you're competing against your ability group, not necessarily your age group. So each week we have skins. Look, I won a skin and number on hole number 2. Must have got a birdie. So I won $75. Of course, and I won a $15 skin. So Will Loudon and Elliot Riddell, our last game, they win $70 each because they had a birdie on 2 and 9, and so they split the $140 pot. Nobody won in D skins, and these are the winners in B skins. Team winners, there was one team winner, and they each win $15. They had the best score. Fantasy golf, there's a video on fantasy golf coming out later on, but basically you pick your own team. You'll have a choice like you do the Masters pool, except these are players within our group. I'm not going to go into that because there will be more information coming out. And then there's the box scores. These are the players that scored 20 or more points. These are the teams that scored 40 or more points and who did the scoring for them. So it's a lot of information just on this. So I'll go back to the home screen. You can get information on the teams. See these are all the teams. This is the best teams for the week, top teams each week, and down below is the let's see, team reports, and then we have team lists in the alpha. These are the teams that you're on. So there's a lot of information here that you can access. I have an all stats page. So for example, if you wanted, and these are all the reports that I run. These are the weekly reports. This is the most important one, the hole by hole, because I put your, we have an e-card. So I put your score in depending on what's on that e-card, but it's important to check that I have the right scores for each player. If I click on that, you'll see what that means. So for example, these are the scores that I have recorded for you. It's in alphabetical order, so you can easily check that, but check that each week. There's a skins report if you're in skins to see which category you're in. And then all the other reports that you see here. They're also available on the events summary page. And then I have a prize report. These are the people that won prizes and what they won. And so that's all listed here. I should note that any money prize that you see here, these are all money prizes in blue and in green. The rest of the prizes are certificates, but these are all credited to your account. Okay. Let's go back to home here. So the website has a lot of information. You access the website either through this direct link sites at Google Home, View, Carleton, or through the Carleton website under Men's League. You can access it either way, but I would check that website every week. I also put a link to it. I send you an email, a summary email each week with that website on it. So you can check that out. There are instructional videos on handicapping, on skins and flights, on the website, the do's and don'ts video, and many other. One of the things I want to emphasize in Men's League, there are no gimme putts. If a putt is 1 inch, you putt on the PGA Tour, you got to putt it in. Do not gimme putt. The only time you can pick up your ball before you putt it out is if you've got a 4 over par on a hole. If you're 4 over par on a hole, mark that down. So if it's a par 4 and you're shooting your 8th shot, mark it 8 on your scorecard. You're not going to get any points for it, and you can pick up your ball. So that's the only time you can do that. Otherwise, you've got to putt out. I don't care what the situation is. Each week, I send you information via email on a summary of what happened. It has links to the website. It has links to any interviews I did. A lot of information. I usually send it to you on the Thursday after by about 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. You'll get it. You'll get an email from me. I am looking for sponsors. I really would love weekly sponsors. A weekly sponsor, we ask that you donate $25 a week, which is $525 for the year, and then we give gift certificates. I make up a sign, I put it on your hole, and that's your hole, whatever competition you want to sponsor. So if you don't care, I'll make sure that you get a hole that your sign is visible. We take care of the sign. We take care of the design. I'll have my sign guy contact your people in your business to get your logo and what you want on the sign, and then we'll make the sign up. We plunk it down, and then we'll bill you for the $525 for that thing. You can sponsor. I have people that just sponsor the clothes. I have people that so if you want to sponsor, please email me, and we'd really love to have you on as a sponsor if you can. Every member is put on a team. Every team is assigned a captain. It's like the NCAA basketball playoffs. You play 18 weeks to determine where your seeding is. The top 16 teams go into the A seed, the next 16, the B seed, the next 16 is in the C seed, and then you have an elimination each week until you have champions in each of the different seeds. The A team champion wins $100 off next year's fees. They don't get the money in their hands, but I don't charge them the full fee. This year the fees are going to be $135. So last year's winners will only pay $35 to join Men's League. Pretty good deal. The other teams get some prizes, golf balls or whatever, but this is a team situation. What I do though, I do adjust the teams throughout the year. I will put you on a team eventually. If you're not showing up regularly, it hurts your team. So I will move you to another team, and I'll put a player that does showing up on that team. So we'd like you to show up because it does hurt your team if you don't. So There are yearly prizes. Of course, the ultimate prize is the Al Murray Trophy, which goes to the winner of the person who has the most points, regardless of age group. So they don't win anything more for it other than to get their name on a trophy. Last year's winner was Charles Lapointe. There are team winners. Gunner, I mentioned earlier, is the best average of your best 10 gross scores. The better players love that award because it's a symbol of I think the low 10 best scores is something like 33.5, which is 200, almost 200 par, which is amazing. Putting, we have a best 10 putting rounds, low gross, low net award, a most birdies award, gross and net. Ringer, which I mentioned before, is your best score on each hole. One is for your best gross score, one is for your best net score. And there are challenge prizes. Anybody who gets 9 putts wins $25. Anyone who, I think that's the 9 putt award. There was another challenge and I can't remember it right now. It's all on the Men's League website, though. Match play, we also run match play. It's open to all members, including non-Men's League members. There's single and two-man. The two-man fills up very fast, so you pick up a partner, and that information will be coming out from Tyler and from the club at some point, and you can sign up for your singles match play or your two-man. The singles is determined by your handicap, your Golf Canada handicap, and your two-man, there's no handicap requirement for signing up in terms of what division you're going to be in, but you have to have a handicap because it is a handicapped event. So if you don't have a handicap, it's important you get one, and I explained that to you in the handicap video. A notification was sent to you by the club. We want to start early, provided our season starts on May 1st. And today, as I'm recording this, it's snowing outside and it's April the 7th, for crying out loud. We do have a close, men's close. It's usually a 5-man scramble. It's a lot of fun. It's the week before Thanksgiving. There is a banquet. You do pay for that separately. The reason for that is that we used to have it included in the fee, but because we have so many golfers, we can't take everybody on that day, and we usually don't get everybody anyway. We get about 150 to 160 members show up for the closing. People are busy and they run other things, but we've had up to 180 for that final thing, and that's the maximum we can take on that day. But it's a lot of fun, and we have a there is a banquet afterwards, and we have prizes, and it's a great day. So basically, that's an overview of Men's League. I don't want to take any more of your time. If you have any questions, we have a meet and greet. We haven't decided on the date. It's usually the Wednesday before we start keep your eyes and ears open for the meet and greet. Anyway, thank you very much, and I look to see you on the course. And play well.